You are listening to the We Are Not Safe for Work podcast. Your hosts, Renee and Nadja, will dive into all the different reasons why some entrepreneurs become unemployable.
Oh, it's me in the corner. Usually it's you, and now people
Oh, really?
can see me dancing in the corner.
Oh, that's funny.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, Renee.
Hey, Nadja.
How's it going?
It's all right. It's all right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today, don't we?
I think so.
But
Yeah.
I think it's all fun and exciting stuff. I don't know about you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
All good stuff. All good stuff. You'll be here. I'm going to meet your family soon.
You are for the first time.
We've known each other for years, and I've
Ever.
never met your family. I know.
Like we've known each other for how many years? And
Oh my God, a lot actually.
they only know you through video.
Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I actually just washed all of the bedding. And it
Oh,
smells
you don't
so
have
good.
to worry about
Well,
doing
the
that
dogs
kind
have
of
been all over those beds. It was just an excuse because I'm talking everything, the comforters, all of it.
Sure,
And
yeah.
it just needed to be done. And everything smells so good. I'm like,
Don't you
oh,
love
that's
it?
nice. Yeah, I love it. Not that I don't wash my bedding after people visit, because I do, but
I
just
guess it does
finished
kind of
it.
make it sound like you don't, right? Like, oh,
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
know.
done
I know.
this in forever.
No. No, I always do after guests leave.
Yeah.
But anyway, it just smells so nice. Just love
Nice.
those beads in the dryer. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Those smelly beads from like Bath and Body Works or whatever. Love
Yeah.
those things. Yeah. So good.
I try not
So-
to use too many fragrances just because
I don't either. But I do occasionally. With the
yeah.
comforters, I like it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And because they're not cheap, I don't use as much as they recommend.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and I feel like what they recommend is always pretty excessive, but
I agree.
Yeah.
But anyway, it all smells so good.
yep,
So,
all
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's start with this TikTok video that you sent me because I don't have a clue what this is. I'm going in cold. Do you want me to share my screen and watch it, or do you want to do it?
Let's go ahead and share your screen.
My screen. Okay. All right.
Because you have the link up already. I'm gonna have to pull it up because I'm so unprepared.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna share my screen. And here we go. Okay.
Okay, science. Okay, science.
Okay.
All right.
You see it?
I do, and I heard it too.
Okay, cool. Here we go.
Nerds and big pharma skeptics, this one's for you. This AI isn't writing emails. It's actually creating medicine. And it could be tested on people as early as end of this year. Alphabet, the parent company of Google and Gemini's home, Google DeepMind, has another company called Isoformic Labs. They invented an AI model called AlphaFold. And this model is really good at predicting protein structures. And it's so good that it even won a Nobel Prize. This AI is now generating.
Wait, the AI won a Nobel Prize?
The AI won a Nobel Prize. I haven't fact checked it, but like,
I'm sorry. That threw me, and so I had to pause. And
how hilarious is it that an AI won a Nobel Prize? Look, let me do it in real time. We are not
check
safe
this?
from Whoppers this, okay?
That's right. There you go.
AI wins Nobel Prize. Okay.
That's funny.
So it specifically says, in a groundbreaking moment, the 2024 Nobel Prizes in Physics and Chemistry were awarded for work heavily reliant on artificial intelligence. So it doesn't sound like the AI itself won the Nobel Prize.
Okay.
It's the researchers that were using AI to develop the whatever it is that they discovered.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
But it does signify a major milestone in the recognition of AI's impact on scientific discovery and its increasing influence across various fields. So just to complete full circle, the physics prize recognized John Hopfield and Geoffrey Hinton for their foundational work in developing
Oh,
machine learning using artificial neural networks.
so Geoffrey Hinton is the godfather of AI.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, additionally, the chemistry prize was partially awarded to Demis. Is it Demis Habasis? Hassabis?
Habis. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hassabis.
He
Okay. And
he
John Jumper.
is. I don't know who John Jumper is, but
Okay.
Dennis is the CEO of Google's DeepMind.
Oh, okay. So Demis, it's Demis. I apologize for butchering. I hate it when people butcher my name. So, okay. So Demis and John Jumper, they were partially awarded the chemistry prize for their AI-powered protein structure prediction method, which is what she was
Okay.
talking about. That's
Okay.
phenomenal. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
Creating these molecules to create new drugs. And no, not cute vitamins. I'm talking about real drugs that treat things like cancer. The president of Isoformic Labs is so confident that he's came out and actually said that they're really close to human trials, possibly by the end of 2025. And this would be the first time we have AI to patient pipeline that's being created. What does that mean? Well, traditional pharma takes years,
Yeah.
think upwards of even a decade, and costs billions to create new medicines. So this type of AI could speed up that tenfold, plus provide quicker treatments at much lower costs. With the first human trial starting really soon, if this works, this could revolutionize how we develop medicine. We're talking about completely reshaping how we treat not just cancer, but really any disease. So hit follow if you want to watch this healthcare shake-up unfold, because I'm Tracy, that AI putzing girl, and your favorite big tech insider, and I'll be tracking the latest for sure.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's really cool.
Isn't it
I'm
though?
so afraid. The reason I paused is not because it's not cool, but now I am so afraid, just like what's happening with mRNA vaccines, that they're going to somehow pause this, and that freaks me out because we
Oh,
need this.
yeah.
This is such a, I mean, there isn't a better use of AI than this, right?
Right.
So I think it's a huge deal.
I agree.
And I'm so excited about it, and I hope that we don't stop doing it.
Isn't that so fascinating though? Because that was my thing. When she was talking specifically about they've used AI to start developing treatments, like
Yeah.
medicine and things like that. I was like, okay, again, to reiterate what you said, like that's what AI should be used for, like bettering humanity, right? But what
I thought about it in a really simple, non-important way. It dawned to me recently. I think I was pouring myself some coffee, and I was like, oh, what if AI came up with a solution that got rid of this tremor for me? That
Oh
would
my
be weird. First of all, I'd
gosh.
probably pour a lot more. I'd spill a lot more coffee the first couple of days. Um, but wouldn't, I mean, I just thought about, because the point is that these kind of things are crossing my mind,
Yeah.
that's not nearly as important as curing cancer. Of course, I'll take the tremor forever and get rid of cancer. But it's just interesting that you can start seeing how small things and big things could get solved, right?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's interesting.
I think so too. It was so fascinating to me. And again, it was just, I stumbled across it and I didn't totally fact check it. But at the same time, I was like, okay, this is exciting. This is really
Yeah.
interesting. Like, I'd love to learn more about it.
Yeah, and that's a category that you also geek out on is medicine and all
It
things
is.
related. Yeah.
Yes. Medicine
So
and technology. When those two intersect, I mean, I'm in my happy place.
that's right. That's right. So that's cool. That's exciting. Thanks for bringing that
Yeah.
to us.
I
Yeah.
thought it would be very relevant for the things that we talk about.
It is, and it's something we should probably keep monitoring and giving updates on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if they do the first time they do a human trial, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about Neuralink, right? I mean, that's going on already, right? That's in
Yeah.
people's brains.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Fred,
gosh. Right.
I know. Fred sent me something the other day that said that AI can read the thoughts of people now that have trouble communicating.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that at all. That's way a bridge too far for me. Because
So
you
I
know,
think we've talked about this before
I think we did.
when it came to like the algorithm, because you say algorithm and it's like, oh yeah, it's prediction, right? Algorithms are just predictions, the statistics of X, Y, and Z happening and things like that. But I know that in the past we have talked specifically about what if these algorithms aren't necessarily predicting what we want to see marketing wise, like what kind of ads would interest us or whatever. What if it's the other way around? What if these algorithms are telling us subconsciously what we should be interested in? And that's why when we see an ad that seems random and like completely out of left field, like we're bewildered and we're like, how did it know? What if it's telling us this is what you should be interested in?
Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. I don't know what I think of that. Um there's so many ways we could go in that conversation.
I know.
Yeah. Because religion comes to mind.
Yep.
Um
Yep.
yeah. I don't know. That's an
Yep.
interest. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Do you have anything else you want to say about that?
Nope, that's it.
Just gonna leave it at that? Okay.
Just gonna leave it at that. Yep, yep.
Okay. Okay.
Let it linger.
Okay. So this week, Monday, we had a business meeting, so to speak,
We
and
sure
started
did.
outlining things that we need to do to get our brand in order,
Yep.
so to speak. And just going back to my notes. Let's see. First thing I prioritized was getting our website built
Yes, and
because
thank you
we've been
so
at this
much for
for
doing that.
yeah, we've been at this for a long time and we had a domain, but it was just placeholder really.
Right, right.
So we did that and I thought we could look at that and show the audience.
Sure.
And then we could talk about what I did and how I did it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, sorry. I'm congested. All right. So here it is. We are not safe for work.com.
Woohoo.
Did you see that little jiggle?
No, I didn't.
It
What jiggle?
okay. Pay attention up here. There you go. Did you see
Oh,
it?
yeah.
It's called a glitch.
I was gonna say
So
it's like a little glitch.
yeah, it's like our logo glitches, right?
Yes.
So
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah.
And I love
So
that it goes along with the chaos part.
exactly. Yeah, totally. Um, so what I did to build this, I thought was a little bit interesting. I had a chat with ChatGPT and said, "Hey, I want to design this website." I started off by looking up, design trends and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
I saw this trend called anti-design, and I thought that was interesting. And
Mhm.
so I started talking to chat and he developed a chat for me, and then it designed this code. Did I send you a picture of this? What I'm talking about
You
here?
did. And
Okay.
I was blown away that basically it just did it all for you.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Anti-design. Let's see if I can show it. I should have had it open. I didn't think of that. So the audience can see this if I can get to it. Hmm. Um, Here we go. Okay. So
Yeah,
after we had done
that's
all this
insane.
chatting. Yeah. So it wrote all this code, and then I said, okay. And it had this run code button. I honestly didn't know what it meant. And so I clicked on it, and then it showed me what the website would look like, the layout of it, which, if you look, is what our website essentially looks like.
Yeah.
So then it gave me all the code. Now, it was still a pain in the butt, but the reason that it was a pain in the butt is, first of all, I didn't use a WordPress theme. So these days, what you do with WordPress is you pick a theme, you buy a theme, and then you set up the site based around that theme, which
Right.
is what Cooking Chew is. But in this case, it said you could do that because we had Divi theme installed on it when Fred set it up for us. But it said, hey, since you're having me do this, we could just use the WordPress basic theme that WordPress comes with, and then I could give you the code and you can set it up, and it'll be much faster than using a theme. So I was like, okay, let's do that. Well, I'd never done that before, so I had to learn a little bit about what all that meant.
Right.
And
which again is crazy that you went into it not knowing anything and then you were able to recreate it.
Absolutely. I had never done this before, not in this way. I have built lots of websites. I used to
Right.
own a website company, to be transparent, but I have never built a website this way.
Yeah.
And this was wildly different. And so it took a little effort. And part of it too was just working out details that I wanted. And so this is the big reveal. And here it is. And I think it looks really cool. I think it's 100% unique design.
Yeah.
Is a nice factor too. So when you do something this way, which I would highly recommend people do, you're going to get 100% unique design, because when you build with a theme, that you're gonna, even if you change colors and stuff, it's gonna look kind of the same as everybody else that uses that theme.
Right.
So this was pretty cool. It was a good experience. And it's done. So yay.
Yay. Thank
like
you
this.
again for doing that.
Of course, we're a team. And I like this. So how the pink, when you highlight over it,
Yeah,
I like all
that's
these
really
little
cool.
interactions. I just think that's really cool. And the little play button down there. So yeah, I thought it was really nice. So stage 1 of our efforts are done.
Yep.
So that was
so exciting.
I know, it was an adventure.
Yeah. Now, the other thing too is when it comes to, because I know this is something that you have done a lot of in the past and something that you have helped, your previous business partner, when it came to like the marketing, like website design and stuff like that. So one of the fundamental things about building a website is you have to ask yourself the question, what is the website for?
Right. Yeah. And that is a really good point, because if you notice, there's something very fundamental missing here right now, which is the navigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Because we don't have any content to itself. Well, I did create this show notes page, just because I needed it to set this up.
Yeah.
But it looks terrible.
Look at
and
that.
Yeah. And it's not proper. Like,
it's totally fine. But again, done is better than perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes action, just like the action of, okay, I'm going to do this and then I will pretty it up later. Like
absolutely.
That's great progress.
Yeah. I agree. So you have to think about what is the purpose. And the main reason that I wanted this done is to get you and me stepping on a path of momentum to getting more done than just, these recordings, right?
Right.
And also the most important thing was to get people to start signing up for our newsletter. So I found this annoying, but I learned with Substack, I can't remove this information down here in our subscribe button, or at least that's what AI told me. So I didn't like that, but so be it. I didn't think it was horrible.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Hmm.
Little disclaimer, never hurt anyone.
No, it didn't. I just thought it messed up the design, but that's okay. Um, yeah, so I think you have to ask yourself, what are you doing and why? And one of the other things too is that I want to start putting some content, our show notes and stuff like that out eventually, and try to do a backlog because we're going to start creating more shorts and kind of cleaning up some stuff.
Yeah.
So I just thought this was a good place to start. Do I think everybody needs a website? No, not really. Which is a
And
shocking
that's
thing
kind
to
of a
say.
hot take, right?
Yeah, I think that's a fairly shocking thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? Do you think podcasters or online creators like this need a website?
I think you need a place to point people to.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's a website, then great. But if it's, I mean, you see it all the time. People have like just a landing page as their website, but really where they point all of their leads, clients, all that kind of stuff to is, it's YouTube or it's on TikTok or it's Instagram because they've got the what is it the link tree
The
or
link
whatever.
tree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
link tree. So specifically link tree. So they're pointing people somewhere.
Yeah.
And again, what is the purpose? Like what is the goal? Is it to capture email addresses? Is it to get more subscribers? Is it to buy things from your shop so you can get affiliate commission? Like what is the goal? And I think that's really what it comes back to. People tend to skip over like what is this for?
Right. Right. I agree. I think, and sometimes I think if you start with a goal, you will start discovering new goals too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think that's okay and that's normal.
Yeah.
And start simple. Like, like I did here. This is really simple.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it was just a place to start.
Right.
So AI is your friend. It can definitely, I don't mean that in a literal sense. But it is your builder friend, your creator friend, it can guide you on how to get things done. And it was frustrating. But
Yeah.
the reason that it was so frustrating really came down to a limitation that I am discovering in ChatGPT, which is it got real slow the longer the chat went. Like this, let me just kind of scroll through this. Oh, that's not it. Go. Oh, here it is. So close this. That's
So
just so
does
cool.
excuse me, does this go back to the tokens thing that we had talked about
Yes.
previously? Yeah.
Yes. Because see, look, I'm just gonna slowly or quickly scroll through this. Look away every once in a while so you don't throw up. If you can see the status bar over here, this was a really, really, really long
Sure
chat.
was. My goodness.
Yeah. And part of that was me figuring out things I wanted as we went.
Mm-hmm.
And also just not understanding things. Like here's a good example of if you don't know what to do, like here's a screenshot. Do you want me to click on this one or this one? Because I don't understand what you're saying. And
Okay.
so much of this would be, I don't understand.
I don't understand.
So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. Click the group that sits directly under latest episode. Okay, got it. Click that. Then click on these things. And I would be like, and then I would have a question about item number 2, but he had said all this stuff. So then I would have to go, wait, but on item number 2, what do I do? And then it would start the whole thing over. So it just became this really long thing.
Right.
So I think part of it too is every time I build something with AI, I get better at learning how to use it.
Yeah.
So
Which is awesome. Like, I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, it went on and on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So there you go. So that is our new website, and it's pretty cool, and it went well. I think it was good. So
And again, so grateful that you took the time to actually like jump in and dive in on all of that, because I keep getting distracted. I have so many balls in the air right now that you know, I'm leaning heavily on you.
well, I that's not a problem. I mean, you've handled so much in the past. So I think as long as we keep shifting the ball around, we're good.
Yeah.
Um, something too that I wanted to talk about, it just escaped me. Crap.
Well, you had mentioned something about thoughts on going live.
Oh yeah, I'll come back to that. So
Okay.
what I wanted to say about this too. So since recently, I have started changing how I'm focusing a little bit,
Okay.
because it's a rough time to be a content creator. And when I say that, I don't mean this podcast stuff. This is just kind of our thing right now. It doesn't do anything for us, but it's just something we do.
Right.
My business is Cooking Chew, right? And of course, as we know, Cooking Chew has taken a large hit, as many bloggers have, and it's been tough. So I am trying to, I took a step back to think about how to do what matters the most, and then how do I do it? Because I get so bogged down in admin work that I can't do the things that really push the needle forward. And in Cooking Chew, that is creating content, whether that content is a new article, whether it is in the kitchen cooking a recipe, whether it is sending out a newsletter or making a video. That is content. But to get all of that done, Fred and I recently talked about this. For every 2 hours of work, you have to do an hour of admin. And if you don't, you suffer. Right? That's my new perspective this year. And admin is rough. It's not a fun thing to do. So I stepped back and I started thinking about how can I use AI to improve everything that I'm doing. Even if I have to slow down, even if I'm not doing as much move the needle work right now, how can I use AI so that I can do more move the needle work, right? And so I started doing that. And I wrote down this morning how much I have accomplished since starting to do that. And here's the things that I have done with AI so far in the last 30 days, roughly 30 days. I created a CO number N8N automation. I know that means nothing to anyone, but
yeah, I was like,
I didn't know. I know. I didn't know how to do automations. N8N is an automation tool that helps you think of it like
I remember.
Zapier.
Yeah, I remember you talked about that, and that was pretty cool. Like for you to learn this brand new skill.
But it was the hardest thing I've ever done. But I did one, and then immediately I turned around and did another one called the after publish automation. So the after publish automation is just once we hit publish on a WordPress article, this is what we need done. We need this spreadsheet updated, this spreadsheet updated, just this list of things that need to be done. Just admin, right? Yeah. So I automate. That was hard, but I got it done. It wasn't as hard as the first automation, but almost. Then I learned what custom Facebook ad audiences are. I had to relearn that because I know we learned that from Amanda Bond long ago.
Yeah.
But I had to go backwards. Yeah, I know. I had to go backwards and learn it all again.
Yeah.
But I did that so that I could make my life easier. I set up a group of Facebook ads for testing. Didn't know how to do that, so that was a pretty big deal. I used AI for both of those things, by the way. Created 2 different newsletter automations inside of Kit. Didn't know how to do that. AI taught me how to do that. I created a custom recipe spinner, which I think we showed on the call here.
I don't know if we showed it. I know I played with it.
Let me show that real quick.
Yeah, let's go ahead and show it. It's
interesting?
really cool.
Is this interesting talking about the things that I've done? I just want to make sure because
I think it is.
I just wanted people to understand what kind of stuff they can do
Yeah.
with AI. It's not so this is the tool. I didn't know how to code. And so I created this tool and you go to it's cookingchew.com/spin. And what you do if you don't know what you want for dinner, you just click on the spin and confetti comes and it spins, so to speak, and gives you a recipe idea. Let's say that you want broccoli. You can lock that in and you get some more confetti and then you can spin the other things. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it
So
changed, yeah.
roast beef. Yeah, it changed. The first second I was like, oh crap. So let's say that you want roast beef. You can lock it in, but you want a different dessert.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It is. It's just really fun. And then you can click on it and it'll take you to the recipe for each of these. And you can also share, which was pretty cool. So if I wanted to text this to someone, I could.
Yep.
Which was a little bonus thing. So that's the share link that pops up. So I didn't know how to do this kind of stuff. I'd never built anything like this in my life. And so I learned how to do that with AI. I did that in one weekend. And this is getting a nice little bit of traffic. So that's nice. I designed our podcast website, of course.
Yeah.
But also, I created a full-blown Pinterest process that is completely hands-off to me now, and my assistant uses it full-time. And that's how we're getting stuff to Pinterest. And that's just a process, by the way, of here's the spreadsheets, here's how to use it. But that really helped with that because what it did was it was a thinking partner, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I created a GPT for Pinterest projects. I created a GPT for video trailers. I'll be launching that soon. I helped Andy create a GPT for the admin of creating a recipe article. Created a GPT for image text for WordPress loading. I created a GPT for Pinterest project spreadsheets. May not sound like a big deal, but it really was. And today I signed up for Claude Pro.
Claude. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a lot in a short bit of time, but every time that I do something like that, this doesn't take anything off of my admin plate per se, the spin for dinner thing, but I'm also trying to create things that I think will bring traffic to Cooking Chew.
Right.
I don't know if this will bring any traffic. I don't know what this will do, but I feel like this is one of those throw spaghetti at the wall kind of things. And when you use a tool like AI, you can throw a lot more spaghetti.
Yep.
Right. So you could use it to create content and all of that stuff. And there's even a place for that. I think that it's really good at first drafts. It's really good at helping you edit what you wrote. There's a lot of things that it can do for you, but I'm really finding a lot of use in just getting things done.
Well, see, and you kind of going through with an accomplishment summary, because essentially that's what it is, right? Here are the things that I've accomplished recently. I love that you do stuff like that. Like just to kind of go way back, when you started doing the captain's log, and then making note of these are the things that I did. Here are the tasks that I spent time on, just very unemotional, just
captain's log.
Captain's log. Yeah. So just doing stuff like that, like having that data is phenomenal. And I think it's a nice little reminder that you do so much more than you think you do. Like you've accomplished more than you think you've accomplished because you going through that list, I'm sitting here feeling inadequate and lazy, but at the same time, I'm like, I haven't been tracking the things I've actually accomplished. And so I could spend time like looking back and then making myself feel better about it. But if I was being conscious like you are, it's a nice little pat on the back. Like, okay, I haven't been wasting time. Like, here are the things that I've learned. Here are the new skills that I've learned. Here's, how I can apply it to day-to-day life or work life or both. And
Oh,
and I think
sure. Yeah.
that's really important that you are acknowledging that, because I don't think a lot of people do, and that's part of the reason why the hustle culture became so prevalent, because then it was all about looking busy as
Hmm.
opposed to actually accomplishing things.
Right. And I question every day, every step of the way, is this really going to matter? Right.
Right.
Um, but I don't know the answer. I have
Yeah.
no idea. I spent an entire weekend building this thing. Took me
Yeah.
2 days, entire weekend. And I don't know what it's going to do for me. I have no
Mhm.
idea. But I think that if I keep doing things like this, something will matter.
Right.
And I do know that doing all that I was already doing was not moving the needle in this new digital space that we live in now.
Right.
So I
Right.
needed to change things up. Um, in some way and do
Yeah.
something a little bit different while also doing what we were doing,
Right. Right.
Because, and here's an example. We've now improved our process to the point where Andy, who works a full-time job, can publish 4 recipe articles a day. Now, right now, that's because we have this massive backlog of recipes that just need articles.
Mm-hmm.
Some once we catch up, well, that'll slow down because we got to get more recipes, right? We
Right.
got to
Right.
make more recipes. But so I think if I had not done the first few things that I did, we wouldn't have figured out a good method to help her speed up the publishing of new recipes
Right.
because we were
Right.
really struggling with that. That was
Yeah.
really kicking our butt. So I think sometimes too it's an indirect impact
Mm-hmm.
that you may not see, but if you do kind of keep track of what's going on and think about the lessons learned,
Yeah.
yeah. Like for
It's that
example,
reflection. The reflection is so important.
it really is. And it kind of aggravates me because it feels in the time sitting down every day, logging everything I've done. Because in the moment, it just doesn't feel important. Something
Yeah.
that I touched, something that I did just does not feel important. And I feel like I'm just wasting time. But when I start looking back through it, I can start seeing trends and things. And yeah, so it's been a really useful thing.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple we thought we could start sharing like building in public type stuff about just trying to work on the
Yeah.
podcast
Mm-hmm.
and grow. So a couple of things. Andy this morning finally, I guess for the first time ever, subscribed to the podcast on YouTube. And she said, "Hey, subscribe today. Looks cool, except what's up with all these black ones? I like these cool purple ones, but these black ones are horrible. What's up with that?" So I
Yeah.
was
So
like, I don't know.
the black ones are audio only. And it's because it's connected, like the YouTube is connected to the RSS feed.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's so when the audio was being published on the podcast platform, it was also publishing to YouTube, but it was showing up like that. I think I can change it, but then it would be duplicates.
Well, I was wondering if it's possible to add a thumbnail.
Yeah, we can add a thumbnail like that, something that just says like audio only or something like that.
Yeah, something that's just a thumbnail, I think would be good. And that leads me to the next question. Is it still going to the podcast feed?
Um, I checked it the last time I published something, and it doesn't look like it was publishing to the podcast feed. So there's a backlog though in our account. So I just need to go in and like force them through again, I guess. Um,
Okay.
it may have been because I forgot to renew our
Oh,
our
okay.
podcasting thing. Because it's one of the things I wasn't thinking about it. Um, but yeah, I need to check that.
Okay. Because, yeah, let me know what you think of that. But because I was going to ask, can our lives go to the podcast too?
Yeah, so the lives I have to, that's the reason why I record it. So FYI to everyone, when we do this live stream, I also record on Zoom because instead of waiting for it to finish processing in YouTube and then downloading it and then uploading it, I can just download the audio file from my Zoom account.
Oh,
And then
okay.
that's what I put into the podcast. So anything that's live, that is a more manual process.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And do we want to keep pushing to podcast?
I mean, I think it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Okay.
feel like our focus is more on this, like vlogging style, because we screen share so many other things. Like we share other content and sometimes it's more visual.
Right.
And yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know. How do you feel about it?
I mean, podcasting is my first love, so I hate to completely abandon it.
Yeah, I don't think we
Um,
abandon it. I just think
okay.
that the priority is in the visual.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I think next is to start working on maybe, I don't know, and that's what I wanted to talk about. So should we start working on cleaning up anything in the channel here? Or should it be about getting it to the podcast? Or, fixing whatever that means, or shorts.
I
Or
think the shorts is the more important thing, honestly,
okay, okay, okay,
because we
cool.
have so much previous content that is still relevant today.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm a firm believer of like consuming information.
Right.
So
Okay.
me as a consumer, I would be looking at shorts that would lead me, like that's my gateway into the longer episodes, right?
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I will start working on that. We already went over a training on that, so I'll start working on that. And I guess I'm just trying to focus on one thing at a time because
Right.
otherwise I don't get anything done. Um, and the shorts will feed into multiple places.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, very good then.
Yeah.
I like it.
So
I
much fun.
think so. I think it's fun. Makes me
I
happy.
think so too.
Yeah.
It's
What
exciting.
I what I am working on for Cooking Chew right now is I am trying to set up an N8N to automate our newsletter, not fully, but I want it to pull in the links. I want to give it a topic and then it search my spreadsheet and pull in the links for me and
Ooh.
write the first draft.
Yeah.
Because I've trained ChatGPT on what I want the newsletters to be like.
Uh-huh.
So it's trained really great. It's creating great newsletters for me now. So
Yeah.
now I want to automate it to get it to Kit for me.
Yeah.
And so that's why I signed up for Claude Code. So wish me luck.
All right. Well,
Because
good
that
luck
would
with
take a
that.
huge time, another huge admin thing, because from there I can then format it, edit it, add whatever I want, and then schedule it.
Yeah.
So that'll be a big deal if I can get that to work. It'd be a
Ooh.
huge task for me. So yeah. Yay.
Well,
Do you have any big
all
goals
all
coming up?
exciting stuff, I think.
I think so. So,
Yep.
do you have any big goals you want to share?
Do I have any big goals? I mean, right now it's just like wrapping my head around all of the different projects that I'm currently working on.
Mm.
So my big goal is getting organized. I mean, I've got
And let's talk about that. What does that
I'm
look
like,
like for you?
I've got my planner sitting here. My planner is split into two. So I have like one book is January through June, and then the other book is July through December. So this is my July through December, and I mean, here we are in August, and there's nothing in it. Like I haven't written anything inside of it because I just haven't set aside the time to do so. But now I have to because of all the projects that I have going on. I'm like, I need to get it on paper.
So how many projects do you have right now? Rough.
Like just overall, or with
Yeah,
one
yeah,
particular
yeah.
client, or
Or no, just overall.
um a lot.
How do
But
you,
okay, it's about a dozen
okay, okay.
projects. Yes.
So project tracking, because I'm in the same boat. So I have my planner. I
Uh-huh.
love this planner, and I haven't written a thing in it
Is that a
in
passion
forever.
planner?
No,
Oh,
no, it's
okay.
called a Law of Attraction planner, and I love it.
Oh, okay.
But the problem is it's a weekly thing, and that's fine, right?
Mhm.
But how do I, that doesn't help me with a project.
Mm-hmm.
It just helps me plan my time.
Right.
And I never know what to write in it. So I carry it around with me every day. I love it. It's so beautiful. I just like to touch it, but
Yeah.
I don't know how to plan a project with it. So what are you going to do to plan a project?
So typically, whenever I'm planning a project, this is the reason why I have such a big whiteboard. Um, like my whiteboard is like 6 by 4. It's 6 feet
Okay. Yeah.
by 4 feet. It's huge.
Yeah.
And it's on my wall over here. But typically when I plan out a project, if it's my project that I'm leading, okay, like a client has assigned me a task of, I need you to head up XYZ project.
Okay.
Okay. Then I will diagram it. And the reason
Mm-hmm.
I do it on a whiteboard is because I can erase real easily. I can move things around, like it's very easy to edit. Once I'm done whiteboarding, I'll take a picture of it and then I will digitize it. And by digitize, I just mean I will get it out of just a
Sure.
abstract thing, and then I'll put it inside of a tool. So
Okay.
some sort of project planning tool. We use ClickUp.
Okay.
So usually that's where it goes in. And then within ClickUp, I can break out, okay, because on my whiteboard, I've broken out the major milestones. So like here are the phases, because
Mm.
typically there's a planning phase, there's a pre-production phase, there's a production phase, post-production, and then go live or release or event, like whatever it may be, right? So there's always different stages, and within each stage I set up my milestones, but that's how I project plan. And then like within those milestones, I break it down into, these are like the goals per, whether it's quarter, month, or week, like, but a bigger time frame. Like these are the main goals, and then within the main goals, here are the step-by-step tasks that need to be accomplished to hit that goal. So I always start big and then I kind of like break it down.
So when you break it down, is that what you start putting in your calendar, those
Yes.
specific to-dos? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So are you about to do this for your
Yes, I am
goals?
about to do this
Ah,
because
okay.
I have two new projects that they haven't started yet, but they're getting ready to start. And I need to make sure that I have all of my, like, I have in my brain the flow of like how this is going to go, because they're two
Mm-hmm.
different projects. So like the content is different, the format is different, the approach is
Mm.
different, the participants are different. Like everything about it is different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I need to make sure that in my head, I can go into each meeting, like each Scrum meeting, knowing, okay, this is the project that I'm working on. This is the approach that we're taking. And then
Yeah.
context switch. All right, now I'm going into this meeting. This is the project I'm working on. This is how I know we're approaching it.
So, okay. So that's for client A, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then in your space, you might have wildly different clients too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
So, but you follow the same general concept no matter the client.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
typically, because most of the time the clients that I work with, it's all project based.
Mm-hmm.
There's only really one client that is more task based,
Mm.
like just completing one-off tasks, or they could be recurring tasks. But for the most part, everything is structured into a project because there is a start and
So
there's a finish.
where I struggle with something like that, a good example is you just said a task base.
Mhm.
Is let's say that I struggle with how to treat publishing recipes. It goes so quickly and yet so slow at the same time. So
Okay.
like, if I could do 4 new recipes a day, let's just say I've already done the photography, or I purchased the photography, whichever it is. I hired someone to do it or I did it. Um, I struggle to say this is not really a project, this is just a task. And if it's a task, then I don't need to put it in a project management tool because I just need to sit down and do the next one on the list. So let's say I have a list of, 50 of the 50 next recipe articles. Is the list of articles a project, or is it just each article is a task? Because once I sit down to do it, I'll do it, it'll be done. So there's
Yeah.
not 100 steps. I mean, there is because, tasks have steps like open WordPress, things like that, right? But really, it's so fast paced that it's difficult to project manage.
Yeah. So again, it depends on your particular industry and, how you approach it. But like to you, what is the definition of a project to you?
Gosh, I don't know. I would say what I'm about to do with Claude Code and automating the newsletter is a project.
Okay.
I think
And
that's a project.
that's because you're learning things. It's because you have other people involved. Like what exactly,
Because
what is
I
the
won't
unique
complete it,
aspect that makes it a project in your head?
because I most likely will not finish it in one day.
Okay.
That's what I think. But I think that's a great question. What is a task versus what is a project? How do you
Mhm.
know? I don't know.
Yeah. I think don't box yourself in. To me, it's easy for me in my head to turn everything into a project, really, because my definition of a project is something that has a start and a finish. So it's something that has a completion, which I understand that's a task, right? But to me, a project is many, many tasks to accomplish a goal. So
Mm,
like building a bed, that's a project to me because there's lots of steps involved in building
mm,
a bed, right?
mhm.
Lots of moving parts. Um, I mean, doing the dishes, that's a task.
Well, let's talk about this. So, recording this episode, is it a project or a task?
Recording this episode to me is a task. It is not a
Right.
project. The
Okay.
project, which has a start and a finish, is going to be the overall, like, what is our goal for We Are NSFW? So in my head, the podcast itself is a project.
Right.
And then
But
inside
the
that
episode is
project,
a task.
each episode is a task. Yeah.
Okay. See that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. And if it's a okay. So let's say that let's say that you have in your project planning the project of NSFW.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then how do you so when you're thinking about recording episodes, you wouldn't put it in your project plan because that's a task?
So when it comes to recording an episode, it would go into one of the phases. So we can use the same example that I used before, where you have the planning phase, the pre-production, production, post-production, and then release.
Mm,
So that's my
okay.
project structure for We Are NSFW. So recording an episode would go under the production phase.
Okay.
So the recording an episode is a task that belongs in the production phase. And then another task that's involved in the production phase is editing the episode. Or I'm sorry,
Hmm.
that goes in post-production. So production is literally just recording, like finding, talking about the topics and recording it.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Does that make sense?
It does, actually. I think I really basically do that with our Trello board because we
Yeah.
have the journey of the article.
hmm
I just haven't really thought about it like that
Yeah.
because it's the journey of the article, right? Starts
So
with
if
the
anything,
idea,
yeah, yeah. If
goes
things
all the way
can
to
fall
publish.
into those phases, like the pre, the doing, like the after, and then completion. Okay, all of that is a project.
Hmm.
Again, that is my brain's definition. That is how
Sure.
my
Yeah.
brain thinks about a project. And I mean, I love projects
Me too.
because I can structure it so well.
Yeah.
There are many things that, there's no pre, there's just the doing of it, right?
Yes.
There's
Yes,
just,
that's true.
I did it. I did the task.
Mhm.
And so to me, I'm like, well, that's not a project, even if it takes several days, even if it takes a while to complete, that's not a project for me.
So going back to your calendar, is your
Oh,
calendar a weekly spread like mine? Is it a daily? What does yours look like?
it is both. So the way that it's set up, the reason it's split up into two is because it's daily. So every page is one day. But it
Okay.
does have a section in the beginning that breaks it out into weeks, and then a section that breaks it out by months.
So how do you decide what goes in there?
So in the month section has things that are due. So if something is due, or it's a meeting or something like that. But okay, my my planner has not just my work related stuff, it also has all of the family activities in it. So typically, my month planner is things like my month at a glance, birthday party on this Saturday, piano on Fridays, um, tumbling on Wednesdays and Friday, or whatever it may be, right? So that's my month. So my
Hmm.
month does look a little chaotic sometimes, but it's just a very it's just a um a very generic, like I said, it says birthday party, tumbling, piano. So it's like if I can keep it to one or two words, that's what goes on my monthly.
Yeah.
On my weekly, that's when it gets more specific. So my weekly show it's more detailed is what it is. So it'll say you know, alley tumbling on Wednesday and Friday, or alley tumbling makeup class on Wednesday, alley tumbling regular class on Friday, and then I'll put it because the weekly planner also sets it up by time. So
Yes.
like you have the week on 2 pages, and then it's got the times like from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. is the blocks that it gives, and then I block them off. So that's
Hmm.
that's the weekly. The weekly is very, very detailed. My daily pages are what I use for my version of the captain's log.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I combine the organizational aspect with like a journal, like a
Mm.
journaling aspect. Um, because as much as I try to keep it very not emotional the way that a captain's log is supposed to be, sometimes I can't help but throw in a little like this really made me mad, or or
It
I
sneaks its
was
way
so
in.
excited.
It sneaks its way in, but it's rare. It is
Yeah,
rare. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So trying to be
So
very diplomatic about like writing down what I've done in the day, um, that's something I have to keep practicing because I haven't quite mastered that.
I struggle. I still don't write enough down. Um, because I don't think something's important when I'm doing it. I always think it's important when I'm trying to remember it later.
Okay.
Yeah, like I've had a lot of struggles with that, with this whole coding thing. Like yesterday, I was changing our CSS on the website, and I was like, should I document this change or should I just wait till later? And boy, do I
hmm
wish I had documented it. And I just don't, sometimes I just don't know. And I feel like, God, if I just document everything all the time, then all I'm going to be doing is documenting. But it turns out, I think it would be helpful to document far more than we think we should.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so all of that's your paper planner. What about digital? I know you
So
said you use ClickUp for project management, but what about planner style or note taking or calendars or?
So the way that it works for me is my Google Calendar is literally just what I described before, like what I would put on the weekly,
Mhm.
like this happens at this time for this long at this location with these people.
Mhm.
That's what my calendar is, because that's the other thing. My calendar is shared with my family so that all of us have access to this is what's happening at any given day with any of our schedules. So
Mhm.
my family can see when I'm going to be out of town. I can see when my husband's going to be out of town. I can see when my husband's got a gig. I can see when the girls have specific activities that either involve both of them or only one of them. Um, so that's more, I guess, family calendaring,
Mhm.
and it's
What about
informational.
what about to-dos and note taking?
So for to-dos, okay, my to-dos, sometimes I'm very inconsistent with to-dos. Sometimes I'll put my to-dos um, on the calendar. Like I'll actually block off a time. For
Mhm.
example, today at 10 o'clock, I was supposed to go pick up my daughter's contacts, and I haven't done it yet. But it's a reminder for me that that is something I need to go do because it requires
Right.
me leaving to go do something. Now, I wouldn't put grocery shopping on my calendar. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
um, but picking picking up medication or picking up contacts or whatever, that's the kind of stuff that I'll put on my calendar as like a to-do.
Mhm.
But generally, if it's something work related, it will go into um, ClickUp. If it's like if it's one set of clients, it'll go into Salesforce. If it's another set of clients, it'll go into Asana. If it's a different client, so there are different for work related things. I want to make sure it's documented because that's the other thing. I track my time. I track all of my
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
Every
Mhm.
time I switch from one client to another, I use Toggle.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah,
That's
so when I
cool.
switch from one client to
I forgot
another,
about Toggle.
yeah, I will change it. And I
That's
do
cool.
that because I need to make sure that um I'm not doing too much,
Mhm. Mhm.
and especially because for some of my clients, I'm on retainer. So that's not a that I mean, when you're on retainer, it's a bit more important to keep track of time because the retainer means that they have retained you for X amount of time. So if it goes
Right.
over that time, then I need to be charging the excess, right?
Right.
Um, but if it's project based, like I've already calculated what I think is the amount of time that I will spend on that
Mhm.
project, and that's what I'm charging. So
Mhm.
I take into consideration that, some weeks may be heavier than others, but there's going to be some weeks where there's nothing for me to spend any time on except for, doing a quick check-in. So for that
Mhm.
week, one may be a full 30-hour week of work, but then the next week I've spent maybe a full hour
Yeah.
because all I'm doing is checking things
Yeah. Yeah. That makes total
for the
sense.
whole
And
week.
it,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's interesting because depending on your client, you use a different tool. That
Yeah.
means you have to really be up to date on all the tools. That's a lot
Yes.
of tool knowledge.
Yeah.
That's got to be annoying and awesome at the same time.
Um, I guess, yeah. I mean, I prefer it that way. I know that's weird, right? Because normally I'm the one advocating for, okay, your company should all be using the same thing. But for me personally, it's almost the reminder that that is a different client that I'm doing work for.
Yeah, that's
So like
interesting.
if I'm
Yeah.
using if I am using Salesforce, I know that I'm doing work for one specific client. If I am
Hmm.
using Asana, I know that I'm doing work for one specific client. If I'm using Monday.com, then I know that the work that I'm doing is for this specific client. Like so
Yeah, 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 yeah.
having the
I think that's interesting.
separation is nice, but also that's why the calendar part is important because as long as I can integrate my calendar for all the different clients, like all the different tools that I may be using, um, then I can see at a glance in my calendar, oh, here's all the things that are going on.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I speaking of tools,
I live in
sorry, that's
chaos. I
bothering
don't
my
know if
ear.
you guys got that.
I am testing. I am one of the 24 people that are testing the new Twos app, V4.
Oh,
Yeah, and so I'm pretty excited about that. And
very cool.
yeah, and so that's been really cool. But that's my go-to app for so much of this.
Yeah.
Um, and I switched about a month ago to from Apple Notes
Uh-huh.
to Craft.do. And so I've been really enjoying that. I like it. It's not perfect, but I needed something that had better backlinking. And so that's for my long form notes.
Yeah.
And that's been interesting. And of
Okay.
course, we use Trello. So,
Yeah.
which I
So
hate. I
notes,
absolutely
I know
hate
you had
Trello.
mentioned it before, but I'm old school when it comes to writing notes. Look at this. I have a notebook.
Oh, oh, honey, look at this. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, I keep a
Yeah.
pen and this notebook next to me at all times. It's right next
Hmm.
to my trackpad. And then I take everything from that and then put it into the digital space eventually.
Hmm.
But I need somewhere to quick capture.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
can't, that's
like
the only way I think. I don't think well. It's not good
writing
for
things
long-term
down makes it
documentation.
stick for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Two's app is their whole thing is they call it things, just write things down. That's their whole purpose is just to
Okay.
have you write things down
Yeah.
digitally, you know.
So I
And I
haven't
like that.
considered the I think it's called a remarkable.
Oh, I keep hearing such bad reviews on that.
So do I, but I love the idea of it that,
Me
it's
too.
basically it's a tablet that you carry around and you can write on it and then it backs it up immediately, right? So it
Hmm.
backs it up to the cloud. Now, how different is that from me writing something, taking a picture of it, and then like my pictures get backed up to the cloud? Um, I I like the idea of it.
I do too.
And it's something that's been on the back of my mind for the past, I don't know, 3+ years. Like, I guess
Yeah.
whenever they first came out with it, I was intrigued by it, but there's been nothing that's compelled me to pull the trigger on it yet.
Yeah, I keep watching so many videos of people that have it and then they're just disappointed. And I think it seems so cool. But
Hmm.
Kindle has the Scribe now, Kindle
They do have
Scribe.
the scribe. Yep.
Um, and of course I have an iPad sitting right here.
Hmm.
Um, right here. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Um,
But
but
writing
I
on an
do
iPad
not.
doesn't feel like writing on a piece of paper.
Well, if you get the right screen thing, it's pretty good to
Really?
me. Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. I think so. As a matter of fact, can I still hear you?
Can you?
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
My audio just got really weird all of a sudden. Um, I can tell you that if I were starting fresh from a digital perspective and wanted to do digital note taking, I would still migrate to the iPad.
Okay.
Which I say that with so much reservation because I want something like the Scribe to be, or the Remarkable, I'm sorry, the Remarkable
Hmm.
to be a better choice.
Yeah.
I want it to. I desperately want it to be the truth, but from everything that I've seen so far, it's just not the case. And I'm so sad about it because it seems so ideal, right?
Yeah. So do you have the
Um,
iPad Pro?
I do. I do.
Okay.
It's an old one. I don't remember what year it is anymore. But it's funny that we refer to our devices these days as the year, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the M1. So 5th generation. I think they're up to M4s now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But here's the thing, and this is the funny thing. This iPad is thin, but it's still hefty, right? This has a case on it.
Right.
So it's still hefty. But the new ones, I was at Best Buy last month and was looking at the new iPads. They
Mhm.
are so much thinner, so much thinner,
Yeah.
and I'm really impressed. I would
They weigh
not get,
less.
yeah. If I just wanted to take notes, I would get the 11 Pro, the iPad Pro 11 inch for
Uh-huh.
sure, not the 13 inch. And I would get a new one because they're so much thinner and lighter.
Mm.
And to me, that was the big advantage of the Remarkable is
Yeah.
how light they are.
Yeah. I
And then
hate that it's another thing to charge.
yes, I agree.
That's my big thing. That's why I love my paper notebooks. Like this isn't even a fancy notebook. This is just a plain like,
Oh yeah, mine too. It's
spiral
just literally
notebook.
came from Walmart,
Yeah.
Um, I think it's Walmart brand
And
because it's just scratch paper.
yeah, exactly. So,
What is it? I don't even know. 3 subject. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah.
Now, I say that I do have very strong feelings about the log. This thing, I have
Mhm.
strong feelings about the quality and the paper thickness and all
Yeah.
of that. That is a whole other thing because that is my note taker, like you just said, is complete scratch paper to me.
Yeah. Right.
But this is important to keep a history, so the paper's got to be nice and thick and high quality.
Yeah.
Because I tested out multiple versions for the log before I came to this one. Because
Okay.
and it was bleeding through all the time. It was hard to write on it. It was a mess. It was a total
Yeah.
mess. I couldn't read it because I would go back to it and it was just you just couldn't read it.
Yeah.
So, but the other problem that I found with the iPad Pro for note taking, um, like you said, you got to charge it. It seemed like
Mhm.
it dies, of course.
Yeah.
And also you can't just quickly take a note. You have to turn it on and then take your note.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that is a barrier.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that process is like with the Remarkable, but I imagine it's close to the same.
Yeah.
You got to turn it on, get it to activate, and then you can take
Yeah.
your note.
But similar to like a Kindle, because its function is very specific, it's one specific thing. I feel like the battery would last longer. Like my Kindle, I charge it once every 3 to 4 weeks, maybe. And
Yeah.
I read on my Kindle
Oh yeah, I know.
a lot.
Yeah, you do. I
So,
that's one more thing I wanted to say. If I bought an iPad for note taking, I would not put other apps on it.
okay. I mean, I
Yeah,
think that's smart.
because I would say to myself, this is this, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
also it becomes the world's most expensive note taking device.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
pretty pricey for just like note taking.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I don't know. It's an interesting space that I have not seen a lot of good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I love the topic. About every year, at the beginning of the year, I always sit down and go, okay, this year I'm going to take notes on my iPad much better than I did last year. And I pull it out and the turning it on is the thing that stops me the most.
Yeah. Yep. Another
So,
thing to turn on and charge.
hmm hmm So, yeah, my favorite topic though.
Yep.
Um, okay. Well, we should go.
Yes. This was fun.
Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like we stayed pretty on topic
I think
for
so.
the most
I,
part.
yeah, I think so.
Oh my
So,
goodness. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. I feel like we need to have some sort of like outro, just like what is it on who one of the TikTokers where he's like, stay tuned and subscribe to my Substack for more information.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes.
We'll
Do
figure it
that.
out. We'll figure out our
We'll
outro.
work on that. We'll
Yes,
work
we'll
on
work
that.
on that just for you
Yeah.
guys, but you
There you
know,
go.
throw it out there.